But there'll be nobody watching because
You might get a couple.
you might.
We live now, are we?
We are live.
Hello, guys.
Chris has enjoyed himself eating donuts.
A lovely donut. Having a cracking time up here at Dynodaze, guys. Lovely lads.
No.
See, I would have done it. I would have done it.
I told you, I don't mind faux gay. It's real gay I struggle with. I don't mind it. I just struggle with it internally.
Internally.
That's the best way to put it. Yeah, I don't think we'll have many people jump on, but you can waffle on about shit. So, for those of you that know, Chris has got an FN2, and we're currently in the process of tuning it. Now, we've actually finished tuning it right this second, but we think there is more power to be had. And we believe there's a restriction in the exhaust. And the only part of the exhaust system that we're unsure about is the back box. So as an experiment, what we're going to do is put the car on the ramps, remove the back box, put it back on the dyno and run it again. And if we're up by 10 brake horsepower, we know that that's what the problem is. And then we're going to look about fitting an exhaust of some description to make up for the power. So we'll see, and it might be one of those where it works and it might not, but it's worth the time.
It's worth the shot, mate.
We're here anyway, aren't we? Gareth's eating a pound with cheese.
He's on it.
Double.
Yeah, a double.
And I've got another one in there as well.
Oh
my good lord.
Moses.
I don't think I could handle that.
I've just got some South Devon pizza in the boot of the FN at the minute.
Just sat in the boot.
Just sat in the boot.
It's
been dynoed though.
The only pizza to be dynoed.
Pizza, the only pizza in history to be dynoed.
Yeah. So that's an EP3 leaving the ramp, so let's make sure that he doesn't make contact with anything.
Wow.
Yes, please, sir. Right,
Oh, 4 people? What? 3 people watching?
Richard's chair. Sit in the captain's chair.
You on the telly?
Yeah, you're on the telly.
We're on the tubes.
You're on the tubes. My monitor's saving the world. So if I
see,
do
that's very good,
that.
Daniel.
Hi, Jason.
Okay, mate, you alright?
I'm alright, yeah.
Where's our Benjamin?
I cannot see him.
I don't know, he's out there somewhere. Don't know what he's doing.
You lads know how to live, don't you? McDonald's deliveries.
Wow.
It's only a Tuesday, you know that, don't you? No.
McDonald's delivery for 1.
Oh, it's not a selfish burger, is it?
Selfish burger.
At some point, we'll have to force Richard to stop and actually have his dinner.
Oh, totally, yeah.
At some point, because he'll do that. He'll just go on and on and on.
Can't do that. Oh, lovely Richard needs a break.
Where's my invoice?
Well, no, mate. Well, it's a job sheet, and then it'll turn into an invoice
Thanks, mate.
once you get 10 minutes.
Thanks, mate.
I don't like to leave it with people.
It feels kind of strange being sat here. Watched Danny so many times on lives, and
On OnlyFans.
of course.
God, if I had an OnlyFans.
And I'm actually sat in his chair as well. This is
Captain's
weird.
chair.
What's
That's
OnlyFans? Or am I a bit old?
OnlyFans is just, you've missed it now because they've cancelled it.
Have they cancelled it?
Yeah.
Well, they've made it more premium, haven't they?
They've stopped all the rude stuff.
Yeah. What's the point then?
OnlyFans is where Jemima from the Barwell Council Estate.
Jemima?
Yeah. I'll just
Is that her real name?
Lovely name.
No, I just made that up.
Jemima.
She jills herself off, and you subscribe to that, and you give her £9 a month, and then she's got 1,000 subscribers, and she makes more money than in the county.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. That's the way the world works these days. Let's have a look at some comments.
How does she keep things fresh though?
Type up a series of different
Hey,
things about the Star
sexual
Wars figures.
chocolate mirage. How you doing, mate? We have arrived safely, obviously.
Yes, he's
And
arrived safely.
it's all a work in progress at the minute, isn't it, Danny? It's all,
Yes, we've stopped. We've pretty much stopped for lunch. But like I was saying earlier, we have an experiment to run where we think the car isn't developing the power that we particularly want out of it, and it could be a restriction in the back box, which is the only unknown part on the car. So what Richard has suggested is that we remove the back box on the ramps, put the car back on the dyno. Even though it will be loud, it will be completely free-flowing and will rule out a restriction.
Yeah.
At that point, if it makes power, we know that the back box is the issue. If it doesn't make power, we fit the back box back on because that's not the issue. And we look forward to something else.
That's right.
You know, when was your timing chain done?
Probably never had one.
Probably never had one.
Okay.
What's it on?
Generally,
83,000. So
yeah,
probably
generally
not.
you would know if you had a timing chain problem because it would rattle first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Valve clearances?
Nope, never been done.
No.
We've done over 25,000 miles.
Yeah, the Honda Guru in the background says they're supposed to be done every 25,000 miles. Do you not subscribe to this man's channel?
Of course. we
To be
actually.
fair, my old smiley face transit, they're obviously like tap it, adjustable tap it.
Yeah.
You got like another 5 mile an hour out of it. It made a massive difference.
Did it?
Yeah, because it opens the valves further, isn't it? If obviously the gaps are too big.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Friday the 10th, new ropes. What are you saying?
Friday the 10th of what?
September.
No chance.
Good afternoon, Philip.
Not with a super on there, no.
Don't scare him,
Do you
Dan.
Saturdays?
Don't scare
Why
him.
don't you? Can you come on the Monday when Richard's on holiday?
He's not scaring me. He's being very helpful at the minute. It's on
Study day.
Daniel.
Monday the 13th.
Legend.
Dynodaze ropes by office. 9 o'clock, 8:30.
I'll be here at 8:30.
Where's
Thank you,
Benji?
sir.
He's outside somewhere.
I'll
Rog,
see you
I don't know
soon.
what he's what he's doing out there. Probably having a fag, I expect.
Yeah.
Giving head.
Giving. Oh yeah, good point, Gareth. Probably giving head to one of the magical 17.
Right, lads, I'll see you in a bit. Thank
See you
very
later.
much.
See you later.
Thank you, Mark.
No problem at all.
Stay safe.
Okay.
See you later.
Vaping? No. I
Oh,
vape,
you enjoy that.
but Benji's not vaping. He is still smoking. Naughty boy.
You grassing your mate up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not you.
No, we don't grass
I
him.
don't grass you up, Daniel.
Not
Where is it?
CPL.
Check this, what came in today from CPR All Racing. This is a
Ooh.
K Pro for our Honda Civic EP3. So this gives us the ability to map the car.
Wow.
It's a nice bit of kit. It's expensive though. This cost us at Dynodaze about 850 quid. So you can imagine what you pay someone to map it. It's about £1,100 to map an EP3.
Jeez.
So no, yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah, but we can't all have sponsorship deals.
No. I'm so lucky. I really am so lucky.
Very lucky boy.
Wait, Dan, can you give Ben a shout?
Ben!
I'm calling him in for you, Rog.
Don't lie, man.
Rog, Spectral Chocolate's asking for you.
Oh, hi, Roger.
Type R tweets.
Oh, there's a delay.
Loving the lunchtime fun.
I'm trying not to look at myself there and look at myself there.
You fitted them struts yet? Give us a chance, Rog. Only got them last night.
Oh. Penis in my bottom.
You would definitely not feel that, I guarantee it.
Nubbin in my bottom.
Nubbin.
Who's on here then? Oh, all the
We've
users.
got Philip.
Don't know Jason Frost. Yo, Jason. You fit them structure? No. Hi, Rog. We're having a great time.
We are.
Chris is so excited.
I'm very excited.
It's been good, isn't it? It's been a really good experience.
Oh my god, it's so loud.
And they both explain everything so well.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they really break it all
Rich
down.
has been amazing because obviously he's super busy doing everything he's doing, but taking the time to actually explain everything
all
in
the
detail, which
process.
is exactly what we wanted, wasn't it? Because we don't know fuck all about it.
No,
I
exactly.
don't know if we're allowed to swear on it. Sorry.
How's it going? Trunking. It's going well, Rog. Rog. Phil. Sorry.
Spit it out.
Shut up, mate. I've got all these fumes up. From my
What was it?
bangs.
We can tell them what we made standard, can't we?
Yes.
First one was 208,
first run
wasn't
was
it?
209.
209.
209. Mapped run is 212.
Oh,
So-
you just said that. You just give it away.
Well, it's on a live. Doesn't matter, does it?
But mid-range is where it's
Can't
at.
watch your back.
They can watch it back, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they can. So now you all know. You don't know what the ridge main get.
Please watch the video still.
The mid-range game is really good, but the story's not finished there because
No.
now we're doing more stuff, potentially.
And flames.
Oh,
the
yes.
flames, mate! That's crazy.
They were ridiculous.
They want a poppy crackle either, was it?
No.
It was like an
It was like a,
explosion.
it was like a bloody
Like a
blowtorch.
freaking
Oh, look what it done to my head, look.
foot-long flame coming out of the fucking back end. It was
No, it was
awesome. It
amazing.
was really good. It was good fun. Good day from down under. Oh, we got an Australian. Was that Australian?
Go on, do an impression. You're great.
Shut another shrimp on the barbie. Fucking prawn. I can't stop swearing, mate.
That was South African.
Oh, it was South African. South
I
African.
wanted to say something, but I will not say it.
Get demonetised.
Yeah.
Huh?
We haven't been demonetised. We swear all the time.
Yeah.
But then I do. What's the word? Confess that we do swear in our videos. Every time I upload one, I put
I think
what we
you're
say.
always better to cover yourself.
To
Yes.
demonetise now, you've got like 7 drop-down menus, and you have to select like mild to such and such language,
Is that
something
only
else to
monetisation?
something else. We don't use the C *** word and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Oh, mine would be terrible because mine would just
Smooth
be
delivery is much
Yeah,
better.
so I click the same one every time. Really, it's basically.
Yes, it's making good on the graphs. Very smooth, nice curve line.
Oh, look at you!
But it's yeah. Danny's not happy. He wants it.
Danny knows they can get more out of it,
He
so
knows they
they
can
are
do it.
doing things.
Hello, young men.
Which
Hello,
reveal-
Modfix.
reveals.
You beautiful,
can't
beautiful
go over the
person.
wall.
What?
Oh, it's going up on the.
Gareth, don't scare me like this.
It's going up on the ramp. So there's a sneaky thing. It's going
on the
back
ramp.
up on the ramp to have something done. It goes
Examination.
back.
Examination.
Back. They're trying something, aren't they? Basically,
They're trying something out. Yeah.
they're going to take something off to see if it fixes.
Danny's already said.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, what's this here? A shifter.
That's for a
I
cop.
feel like we need to like hide random shit everywhere and write little notes and stuff everywhere so he finds them like over the course of the next month.
This is guy I work with.
I'm in that. I'm in that behaviour.
This is guy I work with, and he's so strange. Like, if you go to his desk, it's all precise. and everything.
I'd be like that.
Yeah.
Pick
Yes,
up his
you.
mouse, you put it over there, he'll
Yeah.
sit at his desk and like this.
We'll
He
bring it
won't
back.
notice.
Weird. I'd be like
Hey,
that.
look. Well,
What have I missed? Modfix.
I did a stupid face again.
Go on, and another one.
how many?
Jesus. Gives you a headache though, doesn't it? I couldn't do this for a day job.
What?
I think that's why they closed the door.
The
Keep
fumation
the
there.
fume out there.
What have I missed?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Not a great deal, mate.
Just one thing
Not a
I
great
always
deal.
thought is they don't
It's in the
have
process
pressure
of
on the
trying to
doors.
get more power
Yeah.
out of it at the
Yeah, I
moment.
noticed that.
That's all really. But
I just don't care.
all will be revealed on our video,
Just
obviously.
doors open
of
straight out, innit?
actually,
Oh, yeah, true.
it's going up on the ramp at the minute,
Yeah, ain't
and
going around, is it?
No,
they're going to have a
especially
look at
when
it.
you do like 9,000
Excuse me, do you mind getting out of my office?
Sorry.
Jokes, obviously. Daniel, I
Get out of my office!
love you.
You're fired.
Oh no.
Bird bomb!
Oh, it's all
I'm glad
good
you
fun.
enjoyed yourselves.
It's
Oh,
all
I
good
had a
fun.
great time, mate. Loving it.
I love everything. 2 stickers ready for set. Nice, well done, Phil. Awesome, mate. Ben's
Oh,
got
he's
a,
a cock, isn't he?
Ben's got stickers right in the middle of his
That
screen.
was the...
That has got to be
For us to
done.
go to Silverstone on their stand, I've got to put
Good
an
afternoon,
iMac
Dave.
S2 sticker on my S2K. Which I do anyway.
Hope you're having a lovely afternoon, like
And
we
Des
are.
was out
yeah, I
there
mean, I've sold mine. I still love it.
Oh, yeah,
It is.
I love it.
The only gripe I've ever had there.
Believe it or not, you guys have a massive.
It's the fuel tank.
No.
Sorry.
You right
What
there?
you got?
You right there?
Believe it or
Throbbing
not,
your throat?
you guys have a massive following of Honda FN2 Civic Type R owners here in Australia.
No way, that's sick.
Amazing.
Tell all your mates, subscribe.
Yeah, please, yes. Yeah, like,
pushing,
comment,
we're nearly at
subscribe.
3,000.
Love it.
What's
We're only
that?
a couple of hundred away from 3,000.
And who knows, maybe one day me and Ben will be rich enough on YouTube to visit Australia. That'd be
That'd be
amazing,
cool,
wouldn't
wouldn't
it?
it? They've got weird laws, haven't they, in Australia about modified cars and stuff.
But thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it.
I got an FM2 guy.
Oh.
When is
Funny with me
Silverstone?
from Australia.
September the 4th,
I got an
Roger.
FM2 guy get really funny with me from Australia. Yeah. Because obviously I
Excited
said
for
one
that
of my videos about them being built in Swindon.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather's good.
Designed for the European market. He got away funny. He's like, oh yeah, we get them over in Australia. Yeah, but they're designed here, they're built
exactly.
here, they're just exported.
It was only, well, it was the official shutdown.
Honestly,
wasn't it?
guys,
The other
anybody
week,
thinking
Yeah.
getting your car mapped, come here to
Shame, innit?
Dynodaze.
It
It's a bit of a trek for us, 3.5 hour drive, but they're so helpful and they know so much about
Yeah,
what they're
true.
doing.
Because
Seriously,
they've shut down 2 factories.
they're very, very
And
good.
the 2 least performing factories, Swindon and Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can see
I
what
didn't
you
know
got.
that.
Me too, mate.
Yeah,
Me too.
only built in
Like I say, these guys are professionals, so I can only go by what they're
There's
saying,
quite a few
and
factories.
something's holding it back
Yeah, I
at the
imagine
minute.
there is.
But
There's
they're on it for me. They're on it, and they're trying to sort it. So
the main,
I can't really ask
main
no more
ones
than
is
that. Do
Suzuki.
you know what I mean? So,
Of course, yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited to see
literally
what
right
this
there. And the
difference,
cool
what they're
thing
doing
with
now, is
CRZ
going to make.
is
So
every single one of them did one rapper Suzuki.
Really?
Yes.
To come over.
Oh, that's sick.
So it's like
that
my
will
car's
be
from
revealed on
Suzuki.
our video
That's sick.
and Danny's video, obviously, and Gareth's probably
You look quite at home there, Chris.
from Expression Culture.
What
I
about
like
me?
it. was just saying that people are asking they can't wait to see the final outcome, and I said it'll all be revealed on our channel, Danny's channel, and your channel.
Yeah,
So.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the CLZ may be going on the dyno later as well.
No
really?
way, is it?
Maybe, if they can find time.
How many what they got in today? Just mine.
Well, Mark wants to get on as well. They've got the Super to do and the Colt.
Oh shit, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
And we're at midday.
Yeah. We just
You got a day off tomorrow.
I haven't, have I?
We've got to try and pressure.
Well, no, you're working down the store.
I'm down at CCD car care tomorrow, so I haven't got a day off.
Huh?
We've got to try and press
Yeah,
Danny.
we will.
Need to go there,
Yeah,
get my maps, see what I can do. Yes, Phil, I highly recommend it, mate. Go for it. I mean, I haven't obviously been in mine yet, obviously, but just hearing the pops and bangs and things on it, it's sick, mate. And they are so good.
Perfect.
Which I said that to them, I'm hoping you'll just do it.
You're like an expecting father waiting on a birth. This is more exciting, Roger.
More exciting than I need a wee. Look at
Again, you was
Not really, I love my babies.
that. Look at wee.
Looking forward to seeing what you made when you show me your channel. Yes, it's exciting, Jody. It's those Chinese gaskets.
Yeah.
Thanks, Modfix.
Or the lack of gaskets.
Valve clearance makes a massive difference. I know, Jason. I know. The Honda Guru behind me, Gareth, has obviously said that as well. And it was kind of in the process we were going to do it when I changed my rock cover, but obviously kind of done it the other way around, which would have made sense to have done it. But hey ho, you live and learn, right? What exhaust you getting, mate? Oh, I'm not going to tell you, Philip. You're going to have to wait for that one, mate.
That's only because you don't know.
Yeah. I don't know yet either.
That's what I mean.
I really don't know, but yeah. Luckily, the boys here have got some in stock, and they're going to hook me up. So we shall see.
You'll be alright, mate. They'll look after you.
Oh, they've got it up now. Rich is on it.
Looks bloody clean under there, I'll tell you that, mate.
You think so? I thought it looked a little bit grubby
You
underneath.
wait till you see the back end of mine. If you get to the back end of mine.
Yeah, yours come from Scotland, didn't it?
Uh-huh. And then went down Exeter.
Yeah.
So it's just salt made.
Salty roads,
Literally,
yeah.
we're up at the Max Design. If you look up on the skirts, between that, like on the body, you can actually see salt damage in the paint.
Really?
Just had that much salt on it and just left and not washed them.
Wow.
Which obviously you don't find that out until you start working on it.
Mm.
So, I mean, I bought it from a dealer, so I hope it's been alright. But it's all strong, it's all metal, it can all be fixed, and if it can't be fixed, it'll be cut out and put back in.
No, that's right, mate. Yeah. Have you guys sent any merchandise to Australia? No, we are. I don't think we have. No,
David probably did it though, wouldn't he?
no, but I'm sure we can. I'm sure it can be done. Right, they're all out there talking about my car, so I'm going to shoot. Gareth, do you want to take over this live chat quickly?
I can do, yeah.
Gareth's going to take my place for 2 secs, guys.
I don't know what I'm going to say, and they'll probably not have as much interest in me.
Welcome, Gareth.
Oh, God. I've already done one today. Oh. Hello. Oh. If you don't know me, I'm Gareth from Expression Culture, aka Honda Guru. What we got going on? Yeah, as Chrissy was just saying, I should think Infinity decals will ship anywhere, really, to be honest. Might cost you a little bit more, but I'm sure they will do that for you. Ooh. Hey, Mod Vic, say Roger. Need to do a compilation video of the SN2, Chrissy. I think they probably are going to do it at some point. Yeah, I think they're whipping off the exhaust at the moment, or the back box. I think they're keeping the centre section in because the centre section I don't think has any resonator in it. So it's just the back box and obviously the tailpipes that they're removing. I think, because I was watching and recording when they were doing the dyno pulls, and when they started doing the pops and bangs map, the first initial one, the flame wasn't coming out the right exhaust the way you'd expect it to. Obviously it's still got a twin exit at the moment, so the actual the exhaust comes down the driver's side of the vehicle. It then goes into the silencer, and you'd expect it to flow straight out the passenger side tailpipe. It didn't. It came out the driver's side and nothing came out the passenger side, which to me sounds like there's a restriction in there. Also, when it actually started popping and banging, it wasn't the typical sort of pop and bang you've seen, more like a crack. It sounded very muffled. Whether that means the silencer inside has slightly broken down and is actually restricting the flow, hopefully they'll find that out soon. Because they're going to remove it. So yeah, they're going to remove it and put it back on the dyno and see what it makes with no back box of it. Will not be better with a single exit. I think he's going for a single exit. I think that's part of it. We all know single exits flow better. And this goes back to what I was just saying. The single exits usually always flow out the passenger side or the left-hand side of the vehicle if you're from another continent that isn't right-hand drive. So they normally come out the passenger side. The flame did not come out the passenger side, it came out the driver's side. So something is causing a flow restriction and it's got to be inside the rear muffler. So hopefully he's going to be getting a single exit. I don't quite know. I don't know what the M2, I think it's the M2 he might be getting, but we'll find out. He's got a couple of options. My OCD won't let me have a single exit. Mine was the same. When I had a FN2, I had an FN2 for nearly 5 years, and I didn't want the single exit purely for that reason, that even on like cold start up and you get, you know, a little bit of condensation coming out the exhausts and it coming out both sides, I wanted that. I didn't want to have just a hole. I didn't want to just have a hole. But after lots of consideration into the systems and a bit of research myself, I ended up getting the J's Racing 70RR, which was so loud and fit like shit. So I ended up getting a 60 RS. Hey.
Hi everyone. Good work.
Thank you. So I ended up getting the J's Racing 60 RS on that, which fit better. Obviously not as good for flow because it had a it allowed to have the cap back in, and it also had more silencers in it. Obviously the 60 is 60 diameter RS, and the 70 RR was a 70mm, which I think is, I can't remember what the diameter difference between inches is, but yeah, it was great with the 70RR. It just was so loud and just fit so badly. So I actually had a big conversation with Sumo Power, who provided it, and they ended up getting basically saying that if I wanted to have the 60 RS free of charge, I could swap it over, which I thought was a little bit naughty because there's a massive difference in price really between them. There's a good couple of £100. But apparently the Japanese really don't like the whole warranty thing. But obviously if they're going to sell things into the UK market, they've got to sort of deal with that. So I wasn't happy with it. It was hitting the chassis everywhere, and for the price of the system you'd expect it to be a bit better. So I ended up getting the 60 RS, which to be fair, it still fit poorly, wasn't nowhere near as bad. And I sort of said to them, is there been a discrepancy in their jig that they're looking at? They had recent other systems that weren't fitting as good, but it never really came back to it. They just basically sent me out another system, which I had to wait 6 weeks for, I think it was. But yeah, that had a single exit. That's much louder. That'll be the back box removed, and looks like it's now about to go back on the dyno. So I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be doing this one. M2, yeah, it's a brand, Jason. I don't know a huge amount about the M2 system. I don't know how many silencers it has. All I know is I think they're saying it is a single exit. which should make it flow a bit better. I mean, that sounds like an absolute bang racer at the moment. Chris will probably hate me for that. Yeah, let's go back on the dyno now. Hey, just turned on. Hi all. Hey Steve. Roger, that annoys me when parts like that don't fit. Yeah, me too, Roger. Like, you know, especially the amount of money you spend on these high-end parts, and then they don't fit. It really annoys me, and that's one of the reasons why, as I've got older, I've strived to not so much buy stuff that's just got an expensive price tag on it. I'll buy stuff that I know has been built properly or really, really R&D'd. So you can't, in my opinion, God, I've got a real throat. Got a phlegm. In my opinion, one of the best exhaust systems out there is the Spoon M1 because of the amount of R&D they put into it. Now, I'm not saying it's the best exhaust for every car, but every car that I've fit a Spoon M1 has been amazing. The tone is amazing. The overall look is amazing, but they are so silly money. But you pay for what you get. But I don't mind so much when you actually get what you pay for. It's when you start getting, you know, you pay silly money for stuff and it's kind of like, or even worse. That's what I don't like. Yeah, I agree. Parts that don't fit well, I just, especially when, like I say, it's silly money. But that's also part of the reason why I love hybrid racing products so much, because the stuff's just amazing and, you know, it fits what it's meant to fit. We were chatting this morning about the induction kit. I think the M2 can 1 or 2 boxes. I want to get the M2 back, which rear backs is so yeah. I think he's having a cat back. Wow, that's loud. That was no exhaust on the back. That literally, he's got Perspex windows here. You can't see it. Well, the one's over there, but there's another one just here. And that actually was rattling. Here we go again. Another thing I've just noticed, they've actually got the dyno cell doors closed and it's still that loud. That's immense. That's definitely got to be flowing better. But we'll see what they make on the dyno. Hoping someone will come and tell me in a minute. Can't quite see the figures from here, but it doesn't look promising. Looks like there might be restrictions elsewhere. What's this? Fuck me, that's an F2 just without a back box. Yeah, so it's not just without a back box. He's already got a manifold on it with no cat, and the centre section he's got is just pretty much a straight pipe at the moment. So the only real silencers in the car was the back box. What did it make?
We don't know yet. He's doing a couple of testers for
I was going to say, I can see from here and it doesn't look...
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't look like that's a restriction.
It doesn't, does it?
The only other thing's got to be that bloody engine.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Well,
True.
I was just saying... Where the barrel is. Oh, come on.
There's a nap to it. Oh, I see. They all started.
If the spring breaks out.
Ah, but
See, I've only been here a few minutes and I already know like my house. Sorry about that. Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Even the doors are closed on the dyno, and it's still that loud. I was just saying, the actual perfect windows,
They're shaking.
they're like that.
Brilliant.
What comments have I missed? Free flow, angry for two.
I
I don't.
think it's one
There's
in
a
there,
skip
isn't it?
outside.
Oh, is
Oh,
it?
there.
There we go then.
Am I popping my McDonald's?
Follow monster cans.
Yeah, I think most of that's rubbish now, but it's funny because they were like, oh yeah, just bring milk for tea. No one's had a fucking tea.
I don't drink it.
That didn't be right. It's monster for me.
I don't drink
No. Ah, sorry, Steve, we missed that comment. I think we're all getting a bit. We sort of just want the best results for Chrissy. You know, he's been looking forward to this for a long time. And it was weird because initially it made really good power. You know, 209 horsepower with no map, no base files, no nothing. And then he put a base file on it and started chinning it, and 3 horsepower gain. 10 foot-pound of torque increase. He looks a bit miffed. Yeah, we all kind of are, Ben, Steve. We just kind of, you know, we want the best results for him. Everyone, it's clear that everyone wants the best results, but Chrissy's such a lovely bloke. Ben as well, obviously. We just want the best for him. He's just stuck his thumb up at me. You see Ben at the window. There's Daz.
That did not help.
That's not so good.
So you would have that, and then the map is there. And then how does that attach to it?
That's that. That goes in there. That goes onto that. That goes onto the. I'm assuming.
It didn't work. I think they're now trying the intake.
I'm assuming that would go on there.
That would tend to normally go over that. Because there's a bigger door size.
What would go over what?
That big door size.
Is there like a 90 elbow you can just like fit it
There is.
outside of the vehicle?
I guess we could do that as long as the MAF sensor is attached to it. As long as we've got the MAF sensor attached to something, then that's going to go on the throttle body.
Oh, I don't think it is.
Will it fit the?
I don't think that is
He hasn't-
throttle body.
He ain't got it stock throttle body, is it? Is that going to fit the stock throttle body?
I don't know. I'm going to look at that in a minute. But
Has he not got a stock throttle?
I think he's got a stock one. I don't think they fit. I'm fairly sure they don't fit stock throttle bodies.
yeah, what I'm saying is that is smaller than that. So that is the biggest end to go onto that. But I don't understand what would have bolted those together, because that if that was on the throttle body, that would have joined there and gone onto that. So what would have joined those two parts together?
Just join the chat, so no know what's happening. So
What I'm interested in doing is seeing if I can get it an induction, you know, I didn't get that sort.
I think it's airflow down here.
Well, it's not exhaust at this stage.
Yeah.
yeah, so exhaust has come off, back box has come off, and it didn't help. So next side of the engine is obviously intake. They both haven't liked the engine, whether it's they didn't like fitting it. But it drops from the throttle body quite dramatically. It's almost like a 90 degrees straight off the throttle body. I can't remember if they actually contact the radiator hoses, so maybe drawing in hot air. Is that InGen? That ain't touching the radiator hoses, is it?
Possibly.
Because that'll be drawing in hot air.
It's crammed in badly.
Are you, is it that? I was going to say, just have a quick look on it.
I can't get in there.
I mean, I'm sure Richard knows this, but if the actual intake hose is touching the radiator hose, you're drawing all that hot air into the intake.
Probably, it's literally.
Yeah, I know that they are really stuffed in there.
Stuffed in there. So yeah, it's a possibility.
Would that make a difference with the airflow, Gareth?
Yeah.
Like pushing that slightly off 90, as it's coming out of the.
Yeah, because you think of anything that's lateral. If it's going straight, or even if it's slightly at an angle, you're still getting that flow. But if you're slowing down the amount of air that's going in, so it's not going to be great. I didn't think it was going to make that much difference.
It's not a massive key, is it? It's just a little.
Did you use a gasket on your inlet to the head?
Yeah, the original gasket. Because the gasket that came with it didn't fit.
Yeah, because again they're for an EP3.
Are they?
Yeah. Most performance parts that are out there in the world say they will fit all K20s, but the FN2 K20 is so different to so many like the other K20s.
Oh, really?
Because of emissions control.
Ah, I see.
It's so different. Am I missing out the other things? How's the boys? I have an InGen on mine. Dave Bolger. Hello. Yeah, the fit on the InGen ain't great. Lovely, everyone. Cheer up, Chris. Keep smiling. Could be worse. You're in the right place.
I am in the right place.
Yeah, and the best thing is they're looking after you.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? You could go to
The top guys, they could have easily just turned around and said, that's what it's made, that's it.
Yeah.
But they're trying to push it and help me and get more.
Yeah, rather than saying
what
come
they
back.
think it should. Yeah.
I mean, it should.
Yeah.
The parts you've got on this, it should. And it's I watched one they did with Kaizen, and you could straight away see what the problem was.
Yeah.
Because of his intake was, like that. It's like trying to whistle through it.
Really?
It was tiny. He had his own custom-made piping, like titanium and that. You can just see it was not the right diameter.
Right, yeah.
You think, like Danny says, you got all that flow at the back, but you can't get it in.
Yeah.
It's got to suffer somewhere.
Yeah, of course it has.
And sadly, that's where it was. What else are we saying? You're in the right place. What about a smoke test for leaks? I was just thinking that, but then I also thought that would have probably been picked up on the AFR. So I don't think.
Near a shop.
Out here, turn left, end of the road, turn right. There's a pub, and then you keep going.
I don't want to go past the pub.
I know. I'll show you what he's on about.
Because I want to go get some drinks.
Yeah, no, I get you. So we'll turn the map the other way around. So we're here. Come out of here.
Yeah. Turn left.
Up here.
Turn right. Yeah.
Turn right. Pub's there. I think. I can't remember if it's. I think there's a couple of them here. Are you driving there?
Yeah. Alright, fucking walking.
It's not far.
I don't care. It's not fucking walking.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident there's definitely around there. It's near the pub.
So
there's a
out
couple
there, turn right.
Yeah, so out here,
Turn right.
obviously initially turn left, right up the road. Once you get to the end of the road, you know where you came in.
Yeah.
Go left, and it's almost straight away on the right.
I'll find it.
It's not hard. It's easier once you get out there. You sort of just notice it. Oh, where we are. Smokers, anyone got vape? Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think the AFRs would have been well off if you had a vacuum leak. I should think as well they've got other ways of checking for stuff like that whilst they're doing their health checks. And like I said, initially the car made really, really, really good numbers. So it doesn't sort of seem that something untoward is out. It's just not making huge amount of power with all the mods he's put on. The car itself is making good power. It's just after he's now modified it, it's not making a huge amount of power after the mapping. So like I said, it's only making about 3 horsepower gain at the moment, and about 10 foot-pound of torque. So it's not huge. Made to 209, 208 to start off with. It's now making about 212. So it's not great, really. What have I just missed there? This might end up being an interview for you joining Dynodaze Ltd. Funnily enough, you might have noticed, Michael, that I have mentioned in the past to volunteering my time to Dynodaze, maybe like once a month or something like that, just to help the guys out with, which is like, you know, housekeeping or bits on the website and stuff, giving them information that I know to make their websites more informative, stuff like that. I mean, like I've got around 15 years of experience with Honda, like in dealer, as well as obviously my own experience outside of dealer. I mean, I was playing with Hondas since I was about 14 years old. Just when I saw the first Fast and Furious, I was just like, oh, you know, the EJ2 Coupe, which is obviously, it's a States car, so it's actually an EJ1. But yeah, an EG Coupe, whatever you want to call it. But in this country, we get an EJ2, which is the Civic Coupe 92 to 95. Mine was hitting green, and I went out and tried to get the exact wheels that was on the black ones with the body kits and the green neons and everything back in the day. That was all, and then I went into being an apprentice. I am pretty late to the Honda party. Well, Hondas aren't too hard to learn because it's got that Japanese simplicity. Modern Hondas of sort of like FK2 onwards have become a little bit more difficult to work with forged induction and everything. It's funny actually because the amount of reliability issues that Honda now have on their vehicles since they've had to go turbocharged for emissions laws, and obviously just to make the cars more competitive against their like their competitors, like, you know, the Volkswagen Golf GTI and stuff, they're all turbocharged now. So having another 2 litre 200 horsepower car wouldn't have really sold until they started making turbocharged cars. Like most brands, I guess. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, when I started my apprenticeship, I worked for a Volkswagen specialist for about, I think it was 6 or 9 months. And I hated it, absolutely hated it. I hated working on Volkswagens, I hate working on German cars. It's just not me. I found them overcomplicated, and I didn't enjoy it. So whenever anything came in that wasn't German, I swear I jumped on it. I remember I think it was Christmas Eve, I was doing a V6 Vectra head gasket on both heads, and so much more fun. I'd rather work on a Vauxhall than a VAG any day. And then I think I came back in the new year and I had like an R30, I think it was 33 GTS-T. It was like the the non sort of GTR one. And I had to do it was a water pump I had to do on it, and obviously take all the viscous fan and everything off the front of it, and it was just so much more fun. And I slowly started getting more into Japanese cars. Like I said, I had the EJ2 well before I could even learn to drive. Obviously, I wasn't driving it on the roads and everything like that. I didn't actually get that on the road like legally till I was probably, I think I was like 18 when I first got that car on the road, because for some reason I thought that riding bikes would be more cost effective than driving cars. And I actually did my bike license before I got my cars. And it was only because the company I work for said you need to have a car license really to drive cars, to work on cars, because everyone else was, all the work I was doing on the cars, even though I was just an apprentice at that point, so everyone else was having to do my test drives. So, you know, eventually I had to get a driver's license, which I wanted in the end. I just wasn't too bothered about rushing into it. So it wasn't until, like I said, I think it's 6 or 9 months into it, and I was going past a Honda dealer, and I saw a sign looking for staff. They weren't actually looking for an apprentice at this time. And I basically went in and said, look, I've started my apprenticeship. I'm not enjoying it. I think it's the garage that I'm working for that is kind of holding me back. And I basically was told by the service manager at that point, he's like, you haven't been in Type R? And at the point, the only Type R that was out at the time was the EP3. Obviously, because that's the first Civic Type R we got in the UK, really, because the EK9 was obviously an import. And he basically handed me the keys. Instantly fell in love. Like, this is amazing. You know, the response, the power, the fun. It was just everything I'd looked for in a car at that age. Bear in mind, I'm only about 18 at this time, because I started my apprenticeship a little bit late due to health issues. And yeah, so I ended up working for that Honda dealership for quite a while. I finished my apprenticeship. I then wanted to further that, so I went to another Honda dealership that was an NSX specialist, and I went for my master's degree. Always a Honda fan, only EG6, EG9, EK4, SIR, TC5, now an FN2R. That's one Civic I've never had, actually. People that know me in the channel and stuff through Dynodaze and that, I've actually owned 84 Hondas so far. The EG9, 5-door EG VTI, sorry, 4-door, get that right, Gareth. I've never owned one, and that's one car I always wanted to own. The rear seats with the armrest in the middle, that used to always do something for me. Bumpers are slightly different as well. Gonna have a bit more noise now. I'm gonna go try it. But yeah, the EG9 is one I always wanted. Sorry for the noise. I don't know what they've done at the moment. I don't know whether they've changed the intake now. Yeah, it did sound good. It sounded like it revved a bit better. Although I can't quite see from here, but to me it looks like there's only 1 horsepower difference. So unless there's something I can't see from here, then it did sound better though. It did seem to pick the revs up quicker. It's quite gutting really, like he's done all this work. That sounded right. That just sounds amazing. What is your all-time favourite Honda? Difficult. One Honda. I was saying this on the live stream last night on Cowabunga Car Diaries. Most people won't actually believe it when I say that this Honda CRZ, which is the car I currently own, was actually a dream car for me. I know it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it ticks all the boxes. And when I was a technician for Honda, and when they came out, I didn't even know what it was when it came out, because obviously we got all the press stuff internally before the market sees the car, and I had no idea it was a hybrid. You know, hybrids were still fairly new at that point. Obviously you had the original Insight. Alright dude, just had a tooth out. Oh my god, my face is numb. That's not cool. Yeah, that's horrible. Wanted to own an NSX, but here only left 3 and all the way. Disappointing. No, the NSX is definitely a dream car for me. I've driven plenty of them, because like I was just saying, when I wanted to further my Honda career, I went to work for an NSX specialist, and I was really disappointed to start off with, because I obviously the cars are, you know, late 80s, early 90s, the original NSXs, and at that time, I think I was in an FN2, and it felt slow to me. But the car, it's just the balance of it. It's just something else, and the noise. That V6 is just heaven. It really is. The NA1 NSX, is a beautiful car. What are you doing? Daz is taking pictures of me.
Give us a grin, mate. Thumbs up. Happy job.
So yeah, the CRZ was one of my dream cars. I own that car, which has been fantastic. I'm going to continue further developing that car. The NA1 NSX is also one of my dream cars, but a one that most people probably won't know about. It's a CG2. Now that's an Accord Coupe, 3-litre V6. It is automatic, but that's also one of my dream cars, more of a bucket list car. I really, really want to own one of them. I had the opportunity once to own one whilst I worked at Honda. But the things they suffer on stuff like ball joints and stuff like that. What's this? Is that a Cowabunga tattoo? No, it's not. Funny enough, it is a knuckle duster. It's a 5-finger death punch tattoo. Good spot there though. There's a couple of ones I've missed actually. Housings, Gareth. You any less stressed out work-wise? Obviously, I'm not at work, so yeah, definitely less stressed. I'd love to own a DC5. Yeah, DC2. Sorry, apologies there. DC2's great cars. I was lucky enough to own one when they weren't silly money. They are now silly money, and that goes with a lot of retro Hondas. I wouldn't say to retro, like the 90s, the golden era Hondas. They are silly money now, and people want the silly money for it. It's difficult for someone that's really into Hondas and stuff, and if say if they've, you know, fairly recently come into it, to appreciate the older cars, and it may not be achievable for someone to get to experience those cars now. I bought the FN2 because it was a 2-door, cheapest type out here, and an approved car that one of my people would let me buy, since kids are already adults. The FN2 is a great car. Like I said, I had mine for nearly 5 years. I spent a lot of money on it, and a hell of a lot of money actually modifying it. But the biggest disadvantage to me owning the FN2 is the placement of the fuel tank. Now I know why they did that, but the placement of the fuel tank is under the front seats. I am 6'3" and I weigh nearly 30 stone. It wasn't a very good seating position for me. The CRZ, the seats are on the floor. There is no frame rails. They are tilted slightly like that. There's one sort of mounting point like that sits under the front of the seats, but it's like that. So, you know, it's so perfect for me. You're so close to the floor. You feel everything. It's just such a car that you feel in contact with rather than just sat on top of it. That was the biggest problem with the FN2. But it's not just the FN2. Like a lot of Hondas of that era have gone that way. Like the FK2 Type R, same. It wasn't until the FK8 that they put the fuel tank back in the back. I think he's on the roof looking for parts. I think I'm up to date now with the comments. Oh no, one's going to come in. But I missed my SIR. FN2 is heavy there. Can't feel the speed. I enjoyed my old ride. Which SIR was it you had? Is that the EK4? Do you think these Hondas will continue to grow in value, especially when EVs come out? Yes, I 100% do. And I think they're going to be much more harder to obtain because people, it's a fact, people have already started storing these cars. And the ones that are for sale, good examples, are fetching silly money. there's a red, it's even a UK model, it's a Milano Red DC2, and it's up for like £16,500. It's a UK model, it's nothing special, you know, don't get me wrong, it's still a great car, but really it's the JDM one you want. Obviously you want a 98 on
Straight
spec.
off there, sue someone.
I'm still here.
You're still doing it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, getting good at that, ain't you?
What are you doing now?
I'm looking for my standard FX2 airbox currently. You can, by the way, Gareth, you don't have to do that. You can end that live chat, whatever you want.
All right. So it looks like they're now looking for a standard airbox for FN2. So I don't know if maybe it is that engine that's causing them loads of problems. I had a Del Sol, it nearly killed me. Funnily enough, I had a Del Sol and it nearly killed me. I put it in for a body shop to have all of the paint done on it, and they forgot to put the bonnet latch on. So I went down the motorway, enjoying myself, 70 miles per hour, I think, and had the roof off, obviously. And like I said, I'm a tall guy, and I'm sat there, I'm pulling along, suddenly I just see this bang. I'm like, what the? Suddenly bonnet straight up, cracks, goes over the actual windscreen, top of the windscreen, hits me in the head, I lose it, goes straight into the central reservation, and it killed me. Yeah, that was my last experience with a Del Sol. I love them cars, I really do. Another car I would love to actually build in K20. Again, they're silly money now. And most of them have got the electric T-top, or trans roof, I think they call it. And I don't want that. You want the manual roof. It's lighter, you get more boot space. Miss all those old Hondas I owned with my FN2, but no doubt FN2 is comfortable. These old Hondas are hard rides with good power. Yeah, that's true. The older Hondas, but then it's the same with any old car. You know, as technology is developed through time, as what's it called? As sort of like manufacturing standards increase, sound deadening is improved. They're going to feel different. I remember driving a DC2 that was like mint back in probably 2016, I think it was. And it just felt so rattly, so crashy, so bangy, completely standard. And it was quite disheartening again, I would say. The 1995 Accord ES Coupe is a Honda I'd love to own. I'm not sure if that's the same era Accord Coupe that I'd like. I think it might be. However, the ES I think is a 2 litre. It's the 3 litre V6 automatic that I want. Had an auto roof, 1.5 auto. Yeah, so that would be if that was if you're in the UK, Roger, that would have probably been an import VXI. So it'd be a D15B. Funny enough, the same one I had. You should have come to my country, then you know how silly we are paying for the price of cars. Yes, Vincent, I was on the live stream the other day when you mentioned how expensive Hondas are there. Yeah, it was an import. Yeah, so it'd probably be the D15 VXI. Obviously, next up from that is a B16A SIR, if it was an import. In the UK, we only got 2 Del Sols, so we got an ESI with a D16 Z6 or a VTI with a B16A2. Obviously, you want the B series really. However, one of the pluses of having the import was someone had registered it as a 16 ESI, which meant that the actual taxes were nice and cheap on it, and the insurance, because they went for a stage of a lot of insurance companies were wanting aftermarket alarms and immobilizers fitted to older Hondas before they'd insure them, which I thought was always stupid because they had a standard immobilizer on the key. But yeah, I don't know where we're up to now, guys. I've never actually had to end one of these live screens, so I don't know whether I can actually manage to do that. I dropped in the B20 on my SIR, but the engine's not very reliable. That's the one. Yeah, B20s are a bit hit and miss. They do have reliability issues, especially when you start putting a VTEC head on them. They can be pretty unreliable. But yeah, I have heard of quite a few horror stories on the B20 and the CRV. God, CRZ's in my mind. It's like talking with a Honda encyclopedia, Gareth. Your knowledge is amazing. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, this is still stuff that I learned through my time working with Honda and outside of working with Honda. It was something I was massively into. I obviously still am. Well, you know, you can see that from why I'm here. I love them. There's nothing else that I want to own. There are cars out there that I'd love to drive, like, you know, a Supra, a Skyline, stuff like that. But they're not cars I want to own. I've never had any serious malfunctions on any of my Hondas. And like I said, I've owned 84 of them. And I'd never want to sort of buy a car and expect that things might break. You know, it's just normal to not have issues with Hondas. You know, and generally when you get an issue with Honda, sorry, they're like things that you can limp around in. You know, like, you know, say like a sticky caliper or something. You know, your MPG is going to be crap and you're going to burn through brakes and stuff, but you can still drive it within reason. I've never had any serious issues. I think the worst issue I've had is probably that example with sticking caliper. Yeah, I don't know how to end this. Afternoon all, Gareth stepping in for Danny. Yeah, he's Mark, we're having problems with Chrissy's car. It's not making the power we thought it would. Initially it did really well, but then as soon as I started mapping it, it only made 3 horsepower more. Oh, you still got it, Roger? That's an awesome thing. I would love to have a Del Sol again. Don't know whether I fit them anymore. I would love to own a Supra, a V62 GTR. Attainable. Yeah, Vincent, you sound like you really struggle with cars in your country. I thought we had it pretty bad here, but it sounds real hard times in your country. No, it's not good, Mark. We initially thought the back box was causing him problems. As I explained, the way the car was flaming, it wasn't flaming in the direction of where you'd expect it to flow. It also didn't sound right when it was popping. Almost sounded like maybe the baffles are broken loose or something. They've removed the back box and it made no difference. So they're now playing around with intake. I think they've put part of a hybrid racing intake on it to see whether it's that InGen. That's still not made any difference. So I think they're now looking to try and find Danny's old FN2 original airbox and see if that's making it. It's only made 3 horsepower, more over what it did when it first came in here. So yeah. Right, guys, I'm going to try and finish this. This is the first time I've done a live, so I was kind of just jumped in at the deep end here. I might try these on my own channel at some point because I'm actually quite enjoying this. So if you do think that I should do this, message Danny and I will hopefully see you soon. What's this one? Wait till you guys come here and try and get a good car. Price is ridiculous. Just only this morning, 140k. Vincent, I paid £10,000 UK for my FN2 back in, I think it was 2013, with 31,000 miles on it. So yeah, I understand how bad you're getting it. Nice shout, mate. Do more of these. Yeah, like I said, if you think I should do this, message Danny or put in the comments, and I'll see them later on, and maybe I'll do it. Right, cheers, guys.